So we're about to get underway on mat number 1. It's a 182-pound final. Jake Apple, he's 31-0. He's a senior from Dakota. He's wrestling R.J. Troye of Sterling Newman, who's 29-3, a senior. Troye and Apple familiar with each other. They wrestled at the sectional finals last weekend. Troye in on a great double leg, able to get the first takedown of the match. So R.J. Troye of Sterling Newman takes a 2-0 lead. Apple defeated Troye last weekend 5-4. I believe they wrestled in the Princeton finals as well in a match that wasn't nearly as close. Troye immediately gives up the escape. It's now 2-1. R.J. Troye over Apple. Troye looking to become the 3rd state champion for Sterling Newman tonight.
Apple from Dakota, it's 31-0. He's a senior for the Indians. Gets a takedown now. He leads 3-2. Wearing the maroon singlet. He's red on the scoreboard, where Troye is green on the scoreboard, wearing the blue and white Sterling Newman singlet.
We have a correction at the 2A 160-pound state champion. This is Dylan Reel's 3rd state championship. Dylan Reel at the 2A 160 pound.
So Apple, ever since getting the escape and then the takedown, is in control here.
Apple trying to do what he does so well. I've watched him do it all year long. He's been able to do it even against the best kids at the state tournament. He's got that tilt that he just scores a boatload of points on. I'm sure he's just scored an unbelievable amount of points this year with that tilt that he has. It's not a pinning combination, but it just scores so many points that he's able to open up these huge leads very quickly in matches. Looked like he almost was able to score points with it against Troye, but unable to do so far. Apple leads 3-2. And that'll be the end of the first period. I got to imagine wrestling Apple a few times has got to be helpful, because being able to know how he uses that move that he's just so effective at. He's so good at getting it anytime when he's on top, that wrestling him a few times, maybe you get a better feel for it. You'd imagine it can only be helpful. Maybe that's not true. But for someone as talented as Troye, to be able to get the opportunity to get Apple a couple times, maybe it helps. Apple gets an escape as we start the second period. He now leads 4-2. Apple looking to cap his senior year with a state championship and an undefeated season. Looks like one of the referees goes over to the scorer's table. I guess a couple more seconds had run off than they wanted. So we'll restart with 1 minute and 43 seconds to go. It's 182-pound final. Troye had a really good double leg to start this match with the first takedown. Apple has battled back, an escape, a takedown, and an escape. Leads 4-2.
These two are familiar with each other, like you stated. Met up in the sectionals last year with Troye pinning Apple. And then, of course, we know how that ended up.
Apple got the better of him downstate.
Correct. State championship. Green man's here. That's weird. Isn't that a hockey thing?
I don't know. It's odd. 4-2. Apple with the lead. Troye in on a leg. Not all the way. Apple goes in on a shot. Troye backs away. 4-2. Still the score as we head under 40 seconds to go in the second period. Troye in on a leg as the wrestlers go out of bounds. 32 seconds to go here in the second period.
Oh, both men tried to shoot at the same time.
Apple with left arm underhook. Nothing going there. Apple in on a shot. Troye tries to go around behind. Awfully close to doing it. Unable to score any points off of it. Apple trying to keep his feet in bounds and get the takedown. Just barely unable to do so. Wrestlers go out of bounds as time runs out in the second period. It'll be Troye's choice, and he's going to go neutral. This is where Apple just being so good on the mat makes it so tough. Looks like they didn't put the 2 minutes on the clock to start the third period. Because often against guys, if you're confident on bottom, that's a point that you're going to get. You can make the match a 1 point match, but against Apple, you just want to stay away from the mat. You don't want to be on bottom against him. He'll hurt you. So Troye starts the third period neutral. Apple in on a good double leg. Can he finish it? Troye does a good job fighting it off for a moment. They scramble on the edge of the mat. Apple has Troye down to a hip, but Apple goes out of bounds. So it stays 4-2. Apple had a really good shot there. Unable to get the takedown he needs that would come close to putting this match on ice. Troye tries a double leg. Apple sprawls away. Apple's feet out of bounds. Troye just barely in. Troye comes close to getting around behind. Apple not allowing that to happen. They come back to the center and restart with 1:19 in the third period. Apple and Troye. Like we mentioned, familiar foes. 182-pound championship has 1 minute remaining in the third period. Troye shucks behind and gets two. Troye shucks Apple's head down, able to turn Apple around, get two, and Troye's confident enough that he can get the takedown to win this match, so he immediately says,
gives him the optional escape.
Give him the escape. 1 minute exactly left. Apple now with a 5-4 lead. Give Troye credit. He's confident on his feet here. This is where he thinks the match is going to be won. Troye seems like he's got a little more left in the tank. Always tough to judge. Apple a little slower getting back to the center. And Apple almost gets a takedown. A nice scramble. Troye gets in on a great single leg. Good scramble by each wrestler, and Troye gets a takedown. What a great scramble. Apple almost had a takedown. Troye almost had it. Troye ends up with it, getting in on a single leg, dumps Apple to his hip, and he has Apple broken down flat with 30 seconds left. Wrestlers towards the edge of the mat. They go out of bounds with 26 to go. Give Troye a ton of credit. He had confidence he could take Apple down, let him go with a minute, and said this match is going to be decided on his feet. Troye gets the takedown, and now he leads by one with 26 seconds to go. Can he ride Apple out? Troye crowds Apple. And Apple trying to roll through. Is Troye going to end up with back points? He is. I think he got a 2 count. He's going to get 2 more back points. R.J. Troye now leads 8-5. R.J. Troye of Sterling Newman is going to come away with the upset victory. He'll be your state champion at 182 pounds, Class 1A. He throws his ankle bands into the air. Points to the Sterling Newman crowd, which is up on its feet, cheering fervently. 8-5, your final. R.J. Troye, a state champion. Great match, a great scramble at the end. Troye able to get 2 huge takedowns and near fall points, and he wins the match.